They trained for 8 hours a day with the dog and the handler. The handler fed the dog, groomed the dog, gave the dog water, and so there was just, that's the only person the dog knew was his handler.
The men themselves got to love the dogs as well as the dogs loving the men. Grover Dixon was another fellow who bonded very closely with this dog. I can remember we'd be sitting along a road and be a chow time, and he'd pull out his can of sea rations and open it up, and he'd say to his dog, you know, he says, "This is all I got. Don't have no sea rations for you." And the dog would just sit there and look at him. And he said, he'd open it up and he'd, "Well, sure looks tasty." Huh? Of course, he wound up feeding his dog the whole can of rations.
When I first saw Tippy, I was looking for a big dog, but as I went up the hill, this little dog came running out, barking at everybody and wanting to bite and chew and fight anybody that get near him. And all of a sudden, he seemed to scent the air, and he raised up on his back legs, excited like he wanted to greet somebody down the line. And I looked around, and I was about the only one going up the trail. I walked up and I grabbed him and ruffled him up a little bit, and he crawled in my lap and he wanted me to pet him. And I always say I never picked him out, he picked me out. I heard this mortar shell coming, and it threw my dog out to the end of the leash, 6-foot leash, down the hill, and he crawled back up to me. And I was bleeding in the chest. Corpsman came up to try and take care of me, and every time the corpsman doctored me a little bit and I'd winch, the dog would clamp down on the corpsman's hand. And then I'd have to calm the dog down and tell him it was all right for the corpsman to take care of me. And so he finally settled. He allowed the corpsman to work on me, but he had to hang on to the corpsman's arm all the while.
I just couldn't imagine going into a jungle without a dog. They are as essential as a gun.
That 110 men that we had, they got 5 Silver Stars, 8 Bronze Stars, and over 44 Purple Hearts for wounds they received.
The motto of the Marine Corps is Semper Fidelis, which translates to always faithful.
They were faithful to us right to the end.
There's no doubt a lot of lives were saved by the Marine War Dogs. And that's another aspect of our pride.
They saved hundreds of lives, including mine.
I wish I could really express myself. To let the world know how treasured they were.